Alright, everybody, I think we're good to be live today. Welcome back to Pokemon Scarlet and or Violet, depending on which version you're playing. And we're going to be doing some more Beat Me Take My Pokemon. And hopefully I'm going to lose exactly 2 Pokemon today. That is the goal. Hopefully. Maybe. Got Stormtrooper in a business suit. Oh, what was I doing here? I don't want to be here. I want to travel to the mystical land of... Um... right outside the academy. Also, hi, John Pika. How you doing? Good to see you. By the way, could you refresh me on Reg F rules? The basic thing that you gotta know about Reg F is that you don't use any restricted legendaries, so no Koraidon, Miraidon, Travagos, all of those ones, and you don't use any mythicals, and that is it. Last night I finally got Blood Moon Ursaluna. Well, that's nice. It's a very strong Pokemon. Very good as long as you can get it in the right positions to take KOs very swiftly. Paradox / non-restricted are allowed. Yep. You can use any of those. You can use your Urshifus, you can use your Ogrepons, you can use your Fluttermans, you can use your Brute Bonnets, should you have one on hand. But I think I'm going to open up the floor for battle once I connect online. Have they given us the next 7-star Terra raid yet? I have not paid attention to the news. Okay, it is Combo next. That makes 0 sense, but we'll go with it. They're just doing them randomly now. Well, we know what Thursday's live stream is going to be. Alright. Let's do link battle, and we will search with link code of 78798799771. I think Reg F was my second favorite reg compared to Reg H. I think that's fair. I would say Reg C or Reg F are probably my second favorite to Reg H. I really like Regulation C. But I also like the Reg I. Reg I is kind of nice. I haven't played with any restricteds too often, so I'm not great at it, but I love watching all... because I've always thought, consistently, that double restricted is a way healthier format than single restricted, and that they should just jump into double restricted right away, instead of wasting time with single restricted. So, especially since single restricted got like 8 months, whereas Reg H only got 4 months, despite being a phenomenally better format. Terra Fighting combo. It's probably gonna have not as many problems as Excalibur, because, like, Terra Ice hits at least everything. But Terra Fighting, that can't hit Ghost. So what are they going to put on combo to hit Ghost, other than Dragon type? Like, Ghost Fairy type seems pretty free. Unless they give it... Oh, unless they make it, like, a special attacker. Or Sphere Clanging... Maybe not Clanging Scales, because they don't want it to lower its... defense, but Aura Sphere, Dragon Pulse, Flash Cannon, and another sound-based move. Combo has a lot of options. They could do both physical or special, or mixed. Oh, it's probably mixed. Yeah, I think it's gonna be mixed. Probably like Aura Sphere, Dragon Claw, Flash Cannon, Poison Jab. That's what I would be willing to bet on. Flash Cannon for the fairy types. Nothing for the psychic types, but the psychic types probably don't handle the dragon all too well. So you're like steel, but if you're steel, then you're taking fighting type damage. Hope you're ready. I mean, we'll see. Let me pull up my one list that tells me all the important things. Okay, I'm not gonna bother hiding screen. Let's just grab this team, and let's get moving. Alright, Star Trooper is banned from using Wheezing and all statics, and none of these Pokemon are Wheezing or statics, so we're good on that front. This is a very Trick Room team. It's Sun Trick Room team. How Sun could the Trick Room team be, though? I got myself a new Trick Room mon I'm proud of. Is it Porygon 2? Is it going to be Shiny Porygon 2 from the Porygon 2 event? By the way, there's a lot of Trick Room here. I can kind of get through it. I think I'm gonna do this, and this. And we'll see how it goes. Okay, MQ and the bear versus NDD. So, I think the bear has pretty free reign to just protect this turn, as Mimikyu goes for the Trick Room. So I think I'm going to hit Mimikyu and then Moon Blast Mimikyu. To stop that from happening. Yeah, because even if the bear attacks this turn, it doesn't have its guts up yet. Mimikyu enters no disguise form. Then we're gonna Moonblast comes out. Mimikyu still takes a good amount of chip. Ursaluna takes burn. So Ursaluna can Earthquake here, and that would do a lot. I kind of want to just protect with both. To see what's going to happen, but also to stall a Trick Room turn. Okay, Mimikyu's going to leave. And Furgraph is going to enter. Ursaluna is going to reveal the Terra. Which is water, okay. And what does Ursaluna do? Ursaluna goes for the Facade, expecting a redirect into Indeedee, which makes sense. Ursaluna takes some Burn Chip. Okay. I think this is my most obvious play, but it also makes the most sense to make this play. Ursaluna's gonna Facade into Indeedee. Indeedee's going to go down. He gets Boom Blast, and that does that much. Special attack drop doesn't matter. Furgraph is Thunderbolt. And it critical hits me, so I die. That is bad. That has to be Specs, though. There's no shot that's not Specs. Yeah, I think I just lose based off of that critical hit. I mean, I have to knock off Furgraph and hope Ursaluna misplays. Because that's just gonna take real though. And what gets added to the item pool? Yeah, that's Specs. Personally, Terra Blast. I think he goes for Charm. Ursaluna is buffeted by Sandstorm, and Mimikyu is buffeted by Sandstorm. Sandstorm chip is undone. Ursaluna takes a little bit of Burn Chip. The dimensions return to normal. My question is, do I even Terra here? I think I do, even if it's like Torkoal in the back. Okay, Ursaluna's gonna protect. We keep Charms, but we're Clamulet. Let's take out Mimikyu at least. Ursaluna now knows that it has to go for Facade, but it also takes an extra turn of Burnship. So, it depends what's in the back. Is it gonna be Slitherwing? Okay, it's Porygon 2. That's EV fine. Attack Rise is not what we wanted to see. Ursaluna actually leaves that, so... Oh, another crit from Porygon 2 is not great, but it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of Ursaluna surviving the Facade. I think it's safe to say Rila couldn't do much against me. Yeah, if... What would have happened if you hadn't crit Primarina is that I would have brought in Tyranitar, and Tyranitar Primarina would have both attacked, pressured Ursaluna, and then... based on who dies there, which is probably not Tyranitar, I would click Knockoff into Fergaraf and get rid of it, and then, I would have Knockoff into Porygon 2 too. Which is a shame, but the unluckiness happens. Oh, what team shall I bring now? Let's do... No, actually, let's do this team. Okay, how does my team beat that team? I think what I need to do is to start with this, and then have this, and this, and then this. I don't know if it matters in Specs Quiet Nature, but tons of things happen there. The crit definitely matters because it's a non-stat move into Primarina, who's very special bulky. Primarina would have lived that. Oh, we have my man's Ursaluna and Mimikyu again. Ursaluna's going to protect first turn. Get off Air Reflect. Blastoise gets off Iron Defense. Mimikyu sets up the Trick Room. And I'm going to white screen and then click body press. Alright, Ursula is gonna leave. Be replaced with Torkoal. Ice Screen is going to come up. Blastoise gets some body press chip. As Mimikyu goes for the Will-O-Wisp. Well, let's do this, and then this. Coco goes for the overheat. My lord. Torkoal is a eject pack? It is, in fact, an eject pack. And Porygon 2 is going to come in as the replacement. Base attack boost. Blastoise Muddy Water misses Porygon 2, which is unfortunate. But at least we get Mimikyu sub. He goes for the Hex, which does some damage to Blastoise. Swap in Torkoal. Body press in the Porygon 2. Or maybe just Iron Defense again. I could just risk it in Weather Ball, because Weather Ball with Fire would still do a lot to Torkoal. But saving my Rain, I think, is just my best play, so I'm going to do it. Alright, Porygon is going to terrestrialize into Ghost. That feels a little counter-teamy. That's not really a sensical Terra for Porygon. But sure. Torkoal is going to enter the field. Porygon 2 is now going to be prone to the para. Let's off try attacking Blastoise. Blastoise Mighty Water misses Torkoal, which is the one that we really wanted to hit, because it would have done a good chunk of damage. At least Porygon 2 gets an accuracy drop. Um, And it would be really easy for Porygon 2 to just protect here and then attack into Blastoise. So I think that that's what they're going to do. Or Trigger him. Actually, don't protect, but they do. Arcaladon. Earth Power into Blastoise's slot. Giving a special defense drop. Okay. That's not great. Calydon is going to get off the Electro Shot. We're going to land it into Torkoal, which nearly gets Torkoal, but not enough. Porygon 2 just recovers. Okay, let's go. Other ball here. Snarl here. Torkoal's going to leave. Calydon gets the +2 Snarl. Both special attacks fall. Porygon 2 does go for the Charge Beam, which seems a little targeted towards Pelipper. Reflect wears off. Let's Weather Ball this slot and Electro Shot this slot. Okay, Torkoal swaps back in just to die. If I had Snarl here, then we would be fine, but I went for the Electro Shot, because I probably shouldn't have done that. They're going to be in Sun for the rest of the turn now. Porygon 2 couldn't move because paralyzed. As the light screen wears off. But now Sun is up, so Ursaluna gets to come back in and not being threatened by the Weather Ball. They could just sack Mimikyu here. So what if we do the swap for Blastoise, because I don't think Blastoise is going to do us any good. Porygon 2 reveals Protect. A Headlong Rush at Calydon in case I went for Wide Guard with Pelipper. So I'm gonna take some Burn Chip. I mean, I think Ursaluna should protect here, right? Or the Mighty Water and protect here. Ursaluna goes down. Porygon 2 couldn't move because paralyzed. Blastoise gets a little bit of healing off of the Rain Dish. I think I'm going to Muddy Water because I don't think the Hex will kill me. And I think it also doesn't kill Pelipper. This Porygon 2 revealed. Try Attack, Charge Beam, Recover and Protect. That's the Porygon 2 moveset of all time. I think I'm gonna click Weather Ball and then Mimikyu. Porygon 2 couldn't move because paralyzed, tried to protect. Blastoise gets off Muddy Water. I think maybe Mimikyu went for Trick Room. But if that's the case, then the Porygon Protect doesn't... losing the Paralyzed to Protect doesn't matter. I'll say I gotta hope Mimikyu tanks the next move. Unfortunately, that is not the timeline that occurred. Even though that was a rough timeline to begin with. Alright, we're going on to game 3. And the team I'm going to bring is either the Sun team or the Mishmash team. Team 4. I think I'm going to keep it classic by bringing the Sun team. Okay, what do we got here? A lot of fellas, a lot of fellas. I don't know what that Pokemon's item is. I would imagine it's not a thing that I think it is. This doesn't look so bad. I think I do this, this, this. Not this. This. And a little bit of maybe... maybe this. You know what? I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna bring this and not think about it too much. I think maybe I should have brought the other this, but we'll see. Alright, VGC Reg F, staying consistent with all 3 leagues, which is not something we tend to see during the 100, or not 128 teams challenge. During Beat Me, Take My Pokemon, we tend to have exclusively different leagues. Ursaluna's gonna protect here. Mimikyu's gonna go to sleep. Mimikyu is now asleep. Like another expanding force bow with helping hand if I think Exeggutor is going to be faster than the bear. Given that it's Trick Room Bear, I am fine with this decision. Ursaluna's gonna leave. Farigiraf is going to enter. Wonder if Farigiraf is Sapsipper to specifically counter Rillaboom. That could be a counter team. Idea, at least. Ursaluna's gonna return. And the only thing that saves this, I think, is Farigiraf being Dark Terra. And going for Trick Room. But if it is Dark Terra, I can Expanding Force and then Dazzling Gleam. Terra Fairy. And that still does a lot of damage to both. Or I Terra Rock, Terra Blast, and hope I catch Ursula. So many decisions, so little time. Let's just do this. Okay, Farigiraf did not Terrestrialize. Exeggutor gets off Helping Hand Expanding Force. That nearly picks up both KOs, but Ursaluna lives. Ursaluna goes for the Facade, which of course takes down Exeggutor. But Ursaluna is going to die to its burn. And now it is this last Pokemon versus the world. Who was it? Torkoal, Slitherwing, or... Who was the last guy? Torkoal, Slitherwing... I'm gonna bring Kamo just because I want to... Maybe be able... Ah, it's probably gonna okay, so that'll do it. You know that this is a Ghost Terra. It does get an attack boost, which is probably good. I brought in Kamo here to force it to get that. Well, not to force it to get that, but for it to get that. Do I Terra Steel Clanger's Soul since this thing... Well, no. Yeah, it has Tri-Attack, so... Theoretically, as long as I redirect, though, it can't hurt Kamo. Like, this turn goes. Kamo gets off the Flame Scales, which does some chip. Charge Beam comes out into Indeed. Doesn't get the 70% chance to buff. Flame Scales, and actually, I'm going to do here is do this, and then do this. I don't think Porygon can clutch this. I will see. Porygon gets off her recovery, so it's back to full health. Weirdness disappears from the battlefield, which is the turn I would have picked out, maybe. If I didn't know this thing is Ghost Terra. We're going to Helping Hand the knockoff here. Get rid of that pesky Eviolite. Our attack will come out into Incineroar. Now I get to knock off into Porygon 2. And that's gonna end the set. GG's, GG's. That was a curious set. A lot of interesting surprises in that one. I really am curious though if that Frograph was Sap Zipper, because I feel like there's a pretty high likelihood that it was, and it was just bluffing the Armor Tail. One lie, I had everything planned for Mimikyu besides Sleep Powder. Might make it Terragrass just for that situation though. Well, that is a little counter-teamy. So try to think openly about a team, what you can and can't do with it. Since it has Mental Herb. Mental Herb's pretty good though. Let's just stop at least one taunt. By the way, that Frograph was Armor Tail. Alright, well, we don't have to guess. Most of them are, and that's the most sensible thing to be, is Armor Tail, but sometimes Frografts like to bluff the Armor Tail so that they can get the Sap Zipper and just not be put to sleep and buy some turns. Although I do got a Sap Zipper Giraffe. They're pretty nice. They can do things sometimes. Wolflick. Sorry, pronunciation. Wolflick did bring a Sap Zipper Frograph to Worlds. For, I guess the first one was Scarlet and Violet, because we were all the way at Reg D at that point. For the first Worlds. That was the first format of Regulation D was Worlds. I'd have most situations prepped for when making a team, although Mimikyu in its disguise makes it pretty successful with its Trick Room. I agree with that. I like Mimikyu Trick Room a lot. I think it's very handy. Very unique. Ain't nothing like it in the game. By the way, my Fergraph was offensively built with specs. Yeah, you're gonna need a lot of offense build to get over Primarina. I never got to surprise with the Hyper Beam. That would have been crazy. Hyper Beam for Fergraph. Stab Hyper Beam. Because it was paranormal to nuke anything that wouldn't see it coming. That's true, it wouldn't nuke anything. With Specs attack investment, paranormal Hyper Beam. You could get that KO that you need. Except Indeedee. Indeedee might live it. Look at the Spadef buff. Then the Spadef buff and the Psychic Seed cancel each other out, and then it's just a paranormal Hyper Beam from Fergraph. Which would still do a lot, but... But I was worried about Indeedee using Follow Me and surviving that. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. By the way, if you want, I can always make a new team if you want to fight again. I mean, sure, it's not like we're too busy right now, so might as well. In the meantime, I'm gonna start getting the air circulating. Also, as you saw, I like to experiment. I mean, that's the best part. Because if you're experimenting and something doesn't work out, it's fine, because you're just experimenting. But if you're experimenting and something does work out, then you're a genius. It's a win-win situation. Okay, I know I looked at my... Blueberry Academy outbreaks. I don't think there was anything that I wanted. Is it really just... Oh, there's also Deerling, but... Deerling is a nah. What was the outbreak I was thinking about the other day that I really wanted to see? Oh, a Alolan Dugtrio. I wish that one would pop up. I don't have one of those shiny yet. From the terrarium. Volbeat, I think, is one that I actually need, but I don't want both Volbeat and Illumise to take forever, so they'll probably come up in an event at some point. Ghastly is also another one that I need, but it's not like super crazy. Need that. Because Shiny Gengar is just so meh. It used to be pretty neat, because Gengar used to be really purple, and then they made normal Gengar not as purple to align closer to the shiny, and now they basically don't look different at all. Which is a real travesty. Oh, we're also going to be having Team 5 debut this weekend, Stormtrooper with a business suit, so mark your calendars. All of them, every single calendar that you've got. It's going to be a big... I don't know how long it's going to take, but it's going to be long. We're going to be battling for a while this weekend. Many battles are to be had this weekend. When we debut the 5th and final team for Beat Me, Take My Pokemon Season 1. Hope you're ready for a semi-monotype team. I love semi-monotype teams. Let me open up. Oops, not surprise trade. Let me surprise trade away my starter real quick. Alright, link bell, link code. Searching for a bit. Alright, here we go. They're gonna go with official rules 1. I think you'll find some inspiration in this team from Lugia sets. Ah, I see. How many multi-scale mans we got without Lugia? Is it Dragonite and Lunala? Is there another multi-scale mod in the game other than those 3? I don't know. Actually, let's not use this team. Actually, yeah, let's use this team. Okay, it is a super duper snow team. Oh, what do I want to do? I kind of want to bring you. You are very helpful. Of course. But if I bring you, in order to outspeed that, I need that. And that's not a super great idea to do. I need that, but I don't need it though. I've got all these guys. That's the conundrum. You know what? I guess if there's that, then I can just bring this. I am gonna suffer against Excalibur. With what I have now. Even though all these Pokemon are really important. Can't afford to bring anything not from this list, though. We'll see how it goes. Also, hello, Amelia. How you doing? What is Cantonian Articuno doing here? Is Cantonian Articuno... Is Galarian Articuno faster than Sneasler right now? This is pretty quick. I think I'm going to put Dire Claw, and then... I'm going to Trip Room. Alright, Ninetales is gonna leave, but for who? Sand Slash. Pretty good play. Articuno is going to Calm Mind up. Which is admittedly a bit of a problem. Amelia, I'm just gonna tell you to leave. I know this is greedy. Is it going to be a Sand Slash Terra into Ghost? How interesting. Ice Beam Chip into Arctic. Whoa, that's way more than Chip. Because it was a crit. As Articuno Calm Minds again. But what is the fast blue hedgehog that is not Sonic going to do? It is going to start Stance. Okay. I think the most sensible thing to do is to protect out the Trick Room. I really don't think Sand Slash is anything that can hurt King Gambit except for like Real Run. So I'm going to do this. Okay, they keep themselves open for an attack. So what's going to happen here? Freezing Glare comes out into P2. At +2, this does a little bit more than half. And Sandslash does have the Drill Run. I mean, you think that Sand Slash is Focus Sash? Everyone's going to leave. Into Ninetales. going to take some Ice Beam shit. Kingambit, Cowtap, Leaves. And Sand Slash is not Sash. Okay. I don't know what that was then. Excalibur is going to hit the field. We have one turn of Trick Room left. If we double the Ninetales here, it could just protect. Double protect with Excalibur and Ninetales makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna go for the attack here and recover it. Okay, Ninetales protects. At least. Actually recover, so Excalibur was not the one to protect. So it's going to catch the Kowtow. It avalanches back into Kingambit, which does not pick up KO into Kingambit. Okay, Snow stops. And Twisted Dimensions return to normal. So Excalibur loses its defense boost. What does Porygon 2 have? It's been so long since Porygon 2 came on the field. We got an attack boost. That is not helpful. I think I just get up the Trick Room again. Ninetales could be taunt. I think I just go for Trick Room again. Excalibur's gonna leave. Kingambit Sucker's not going to hit anything. Ninetales goes for the Draining Kick to finish off Kingambit. Kingambit faints. Oh yeah, it's on the Trick Room. Archfido gets a turn of leftovers. Now Torpal gets to set up Sun. We know the Ninetales has Protect. I kinda wanna just hit whatever slot in case Articuno dodges, because it'll do a lot of damage back in the Torpal. Torpal Heat Waves, land both. Kind of relied on not getting crit by Porygon. Yeah, that would be a slightly different reality. Because then I would have to pick a slot to Kowtow into. We should be safe with Earth Power and Terra Blast though. Excalibur Breaking Swipe. Which causes it to faint to the Rocky Helmet. Alright, let's bring Let's do this team. Interesting set, but a fun one in snow. Yeah, it was really hard for me to try and pick a time to bring Torkoal in there. Because, like, with Galarian Articuno and Terrestrialized Sandslash on the field, there was never really a moment to do it. And then snow just kind of ran out. Blizzard spam is not fun into Indeedee Hatterene lead. Especially if that is Ice Spinner. There can be a lot of Pokemon that are Ice Spinner here. I think Hatterene is important though. I'm just not exactly sure when. I think I do this, and then... and then that. I had a little counterplay of that at Trick Room. Yeah, being able to get it for Trick Room the second time was super nice. Okay, it's a Abomasnow and it's a Titan. The Titan is Clamulate, but that means that it's not Belly Drum Citrus Berry. I would very much expect Abomasnow to Terrestrialize on the first turn here. Question isn't into what? I feel like it would be Water Terra Blast. We're gonna do this. Abomasnow is terrestrializing into water. Okay, I get a Rock Slide, does good chip both. Titan goes for Curse. And Abomasnow tries to Aurora Veil, but fails. Alright. We're now being affected by the sand, that was supposed to give us a Spadef boost, but I think that's a pretty decent trade-off. Abomasnow is going to leave into Ninetales, or to bring back the snow. And do we catch a water type move into Tyranitar? Yes, we do. Okay. I think I'm fine just to continue Rock Sliding and bring Indeedee back to the field. Titan Protect. Rock Slide goes off into Ninetales. Ninetales gets up the Aurora Veil. Ninetales is going to leave to bring in Bomb Snow. He gets the Helping Hand into Arcanine. Not the Titan, please. Okay, it missed the Bomb Snow, which is acceptable. We flinched the Titan at least, so that's the trade-off that we make. But now we have to hit it again. Both. Blizzard comes out. We're gonna freeze, but now weirdness has been disabled. What are we gonna see? Alright, we see Articuno. Helping Hand Rock Slide connects to both, picks up KO into Abomasnow, and does good chip into Articuno. Articuno goes for the Tailwind. Snow stops, but that doesn't matter. Actually, it does matter, because, what's his face? Ninetales is going to bring it back up, but a pretty safe thing that we can do. And now we can swap this, and then protect. Actually, the meant to reveal Draining Kiss before. I should have probably just attacked with the Ninetales goes for Blizzard, okay. Our Enter dodges. It wouldn't have done much damage with our resisting it. Freezing Glare doesn't affect Tyranitar. Ninetales is buffeted by Sand. Arcanino's buffeted by Sand. DD's also a bit faked by Sand. Opposing team's Aurora Veil wears off. Here we can go for this and this. Premium Flare is going to come out. Critical hits indeed. Oh, we get knockoff into Articuno, and that wraps that up. Alright, one more battle for the set. My funny little bird. Yeah, Articuno unfortunately did not get as much field time as I would have liked. Let's just keep it simple and let's move over to the left by one. Okay, what I do against this team, I'm not exactly sure, to be honest. this Mon is deceptively not great in this matchup. I think when I do... You know what? Maybe I'm crazy. This one probably... Let me not bring the fighting type and the fire type to fight the mono ice, basically, team. Let me bring my grass type instead. We're gonna do this, and I'm gonna see how it goes. Alright, coconut tree, become rockonut tree. As we're gonna see, Ninetales terrestrialized into dark. Okay. Huh. Ninetales goes for the Aurora Veil, but doesn't get it because we're in the sun. Articuno goes for the Calm Mind. Okay. So I could try to sleep here, but I think what Ninetales wants to do is to have either another weather setter come in, which we could cook the Abomasnow with Heat Wave. I think I click. Probably cover like there. Okay, the other weather setter does not come onto the field. Which means we're gonna see what Ninetales manual snow? No, it's just a blizzard. This is Executor. Ooh, unfortunate miss into both slots, even though it would have been resisted. Purple gets some nice Heat Wave chip. Okay, Excalibur is going to come now. Executor gets the Terror Rock Terra Blast. That's less than I expected. That's probably Assault Vest. Blizzard does damage in both. Excalibur goes for Iron Head and Torkoal, trying to pick up a flinch. Excalibur is hurt by the Rocky Helmet, and it gets the flinch that I wanted. Good for Excalibur. I think this is going to be our last turn of Sun. we are going to be able to pick off Excalibur. We also high rolled it a lot there. Blizzard's going to come out. Thankfully cannot freeze me because we're in the sun right now. And single party Heat Wave is going to pick up KO into Ninetales. I misclicked Ironhead. I see. If it was high horsepower, I would probably still limit because I'm super defense tanky. If it was Delay Rush, I think I would still be... What is more here? The Expanding Force with my Twisted Spoon or the Terra Rock super effective Stab Terra Blast? I don't know, actually. I mean, the Ironhead got you the flinch, so extended your Sun Stall by one extra turn. That was a good one. I got to use Executor twice today, which is 2 more times than the average. Maybe Solvest Bird was the play instead of Leftovers Lugia inspired. Well, I see, that's the part that was Lugia inspired. Yeah, getting the competitive to proc was like a big reason I didn't want to bring in Incineroar. Even though I can knock off and like probably deal with it. I don't think we ever saw the bird's Terra, but I was gonna guess it was Fairy. Seems pretty likely. Let me open the floor for if there's anybody else who wants to battle. We're gonna get in like maybe one more set. Now it's Terra Ice. That's a good thematic one. Also gives you the defense boost. Hi, Sua, how you doing? It was made to be physical bulk in snow and calm mind to do more tank on the special side. That makes sense. Covers your bases. I don't know why, but Dragalge just randomly popped into my head. And I'm thinking, like, Dragalge is like a really good matchup into Koraidon, because he resists both fighting and fire. I might have to keep Dragalge in mind for the future. Like, Terra Fairy Dragalge? I have to calc how much an Electro Drift does to Dragalge. I feel like it's enough to kill it. If you want, we could do a Reg I battle for the funny. Unfortunately, I don't have any Reg I mons. Except for, like, one Trick Room Calyrex made. Oh, I guess I kind of have a Koraidon. I would have to... Hold on. I cancel search, not that anybody's around right now. Let me go... And I need to go here. For you. You're technically a Maidmon. And then... I need... you. And then... What other random assortment of mons am I going to pull into this? I guess Genpao? Probably not Dragonite. Oh, Fluttermane's here. And then... Nah, I don't want the combo though. I would like... you. And, what did I pick for my last guy? So many possibilities. I guess you just cover a lot of bases. Alright, there we go. Just got back from vacation a few days ago, so I'm doing great. Well, that sounds nice. I also kind of got back from vacation. You know, July 4th was a whole vacation in and of itself. Alright, we'll do Reg I for funnies. Koraidon just gets hardballed up by Darkspun. That's true. It does. Can't hit it with fire. Can't hit it with dragon. Can't really hit it with fighting. Darkspun gets absolutely slapped around by everybody else, but it can hold its own against Koraidon. Just be... I don't know the difference between GSC Rules Cup 1 and Rules Cup 2. Is 2 just as many legendaries as you want, and GSC Rules Cup 1 is 2? We're gonna go 2 just in case, as long as each of us just bring 2. We'll be fine. Those are not the correct rules. What is the correct rules that allows you to bring 2? It just said change rules. Oh, that's change rules. Also, Fairy Terry Heatran is nasty against Koraidon. That is one I've seen a good bit. It was Jamie Voigt made that pretty popular. And I like a lot of Jamie Voigt's teams. Where is... Okay, flat rules. Oh wait, some of these Pokemon might have the same item. Oh, that's why I'm getting banned, because I have 2 Clamulets. I need to change that. Somebody needs to not have a Clamulet, and it's gonna be... let's take you off the team first. And your new held item is going to be a... LaForb. Wait, what does everyone else have? You're claiming it. You're LaForb. You're going back on the team. You're Sash. You're Specs. You're Mystic Water. You're Citrus Berry. Okay, we're good on that front. Fairy Terra, Rhydon, Hard Walls, Miraidon as well, though. That one is true, too. Lightning Rod and Terra Fairy. Get rid of its two biggest stabs, and then it has to be Dazzling Gleam to hit you, pretty much. Alright, this is good. Alright, we got Zamazenta and Electrobike. I keep on calling it Zacian. It's not Zacian. All I can think of is Zacian or Rhydon. Oh, so what do we do for that? I quite like the idea of leading this, and then having this, and then... Oh, but this is kind of nice. Okay, let's do this, and then this. And then this and this, I think. Hi Cherry, how you doing? Whoa, Reg I moment. Yeah, we're just doofing around a little bit. Okay, is regular Doggo, not Hero of Many Battles Doggo. How interesting. There's also Electric Seed. Terminates down. This Incineroar is Ghost Terra. It can't really do much. I think I do this, and then... Glacial Lance or Trick Room? I think a Glacial. Rhydon is going to Grass Slide into Electric. As Zamazenta reveals the wide card. So I could have Trick Rimmed. I think I'd probably just lose now. I could have Ghost Terra there. I think if you're sensible, you electric, and then you just body press into Incineroar. Oh, you body press into Calyrex. Okay. What does... This is a slow Miraidon. Electric Charge going to KO Incineroar. Yeah, all of our restricteds on the field. I'm going to body press in the Miraidon. At least take Miraidon with us. Oh, Miraidon lose. That also works. Never mind, it dies. Forgot I was before. With Miraidon being popular again, I brought out the trick again. It does such a good job at keeping it in check. I mean, if you got the motor driver lightning rod or whatever, then you can ignore the electric. And if it's air fairy, you ignore the dragon and hit back. Oh, wait. Oh, I have that. I wonder if the Zamazenta has Heavy Slam. I kind of don't want to find out. Also, the Grimmsnarl is probably just going to Thunder Wave me, and then I lose. If the Zamazenta has Heavy Slam. If it is going to Thunder Wave me, though, then... I'm at least going to go down swinging. Okay. That's good. What does the Grimmsnarl do, though? It swaggers into Fluttermane. Okay. Alright, Iron Hands makes it over there. Which means I should have not Trick Rimmed. I would probably win the game if I didn't Trick Rim. What I should have done is... probably just killed the Zamazenta, to be honest. Yeah, no, you went for KOs. Alright, his Cork Drive wears off. I would need a high roll here. And we just don't get it. Yeah, so I think if I just Moonblasted the Zamazenta and then have horsepower the Grimmsnarl, I would have won. Because there's no Terra that can escape. They use their Terra for Electric Bike. Grimmsnarl was a Mirror Herb to get +2 for Swagger. That makes sense. We can try it again. Or maybe not, since we're just fooling around with Reg I. And now Sherry is here and probably wants to fight. Alright, searching now. I'm good to watch for now. I mean, I probably only have like one set left in me. We can do another no restrictions. Or what was it? I think it was flat rules freeze. Just for whatever. That is true. Reg I again. Yeah, let's finish the set. Hopefully quickly. And last time it was the bike and the bike in that man. Spider-Man was obviously so important in the last one. Like, it's just so good into everything. The thing is, though, I don't know what to bring to lead into it. I'm gonna do that. Right on in hands this time. I think this is worth the fake out, and this is actually fine to just attack her. Okay, right on leaves, but for who? Zamazenta. Pick up the doggo, but it's not gonna do that much. I'm just stopping tantrum for doggo. Trying to lose some HP with Light Orb. And it's Light Rough on hands. Okay. Very unusual set. What is... Those Iron Hands Terrestrialize instantly. It Terrestrialize a lot of things. We're just gonna rip it. I do become able to be hit by body press now, but I don't really have another place for the Terra. Especially Iron Hand's gonna Terrestrialize out of being weak to the move. No, it's not event going to Terrestrialize out of being weak to a Steel. Close Team Sheet Gaming. Yeah, Close Team Sheet does help in this part. Cannot deny that fact. Opening Z wide guard here. A white guard. Does it KO Maridon though? Oh, it doesn't even KO Zanazenta. Well, would have been a great play last turn then. +2 defense Zamazenta, it did help out. It lived the things that it needed to. Let's give it a go. That man, that man, that man, do this man. Electric Seed. Okay. So my Fluttermane is the fastest Pokemon on the field. Oh, I have Drain Punch, not the move that I wanted to have. Yeah, let's just hit it. It's not gonna be super hard. Alright, who's terrestrializing? It is that mod. Okay. So I get right on. Summons instead is going to get Fluttermane. Drain Punch is going to do exactly that. How interesting. First drive gets procced. They got hands. One of them is going to body press into Incineroar. Or what's in the zombie meta? It's flinches and can't move. And Grimmsnarl is revealed to be the Backmon. I think I very simply protect here. I think they want Thunder Wave Koraidon. Or Swagger Koraidon. Play rough into Koraidon. That was a low roll. Yeah, I mean, I either hit it right now, if it's gonna be Swagger. Here are procs. Kron hit itself, which is just unfortunate. And I lose the game off of hitting myself there. I mean, GG after hitting myself in confusion and landing the Swagger is a little, I don't know there. But what are you gonna do? Alright, now let's do actual beat me take my Pokemon set. It was a risky move. I mean, it was the move you had to make, though. There's no other universe where that goes favorably. Except if you were to, like, Thunder Wave and Koraidon in order to make it slower. But then you don't have the Sucker Punch damage into Calyrex. Also wish Incineroar was not my only fake out. I wish I had a different fake out mod. Alright, Cherry. Let's pick not the restricted team. Let's go with this team because it's the closest one. And we're gonna see Perish Trap Rain. Oh me, oh my. What a bunch of guys. Kinda need this and that. But then that. Doing that makes me pretty susceptible to the trap, but I don't think there's much else. Honestly, the only way I won is because of Swagger attacking Grim. I mean, yeah, 1000%. Well, other than the Thunder Wave. Thunder Wave would have saved you if you had Thunder Wave, but then that's a bit of a risk there too. Okay, see, Kingdra and Politoed opener. There's a lot of ways this can go. the best way that this can go is me doing this, and then doing this. Politoed is going to head out. Or Burger out. Which is going to be blocking the Armor Tail, Sucker Punch, make our Meteors into Lula Boom. Burger out takes a lot of damage. We're gonna pull Rillaboom back into the Grimmsnarl. Burger's gonna protect. Winter goes for Draco Meteor again, but it does not affect Grimmsnarl. And yeah, it goes for Countdown, please. Winter's probably looking to leave right about now, but I don't know what it would lead into. Burger also kind of wants to leave or Terrastalize. I think I'm going to... Double the Fergaraf slot. Okay, Fergaraf withdrawals. And a Polytoad, which is nice. Good damage on that. Muddy Water comes out. It's -2, but in rain. And he loses some HP to Life Orb. Spirit Break comes out. Lowers Polytoad's special attack. I was hurt by Rocky Helmet. Contact Cleave, we only take Polytoad, but we also take more Rocky Helmet damage. Everybody on the field gets Grassy Recovery. I think I should... Let's have Kingdra and... I think I should just double the Kingdra. Polytoad leaves. To bring back in Burger out. That is kind of nice, theoretically, as long as something crazy happens here. Something crazy happened there. Something very crazy happened. Oh, Kingambit might make up for it a bit, though. Kingambit might also make it crazier, though. Kingambit, please don't miss. Okay, thank you, Kingambit. Very cool. Okay, that is rather unfortunate. We do have a bit of a double-edged sword thing going on now. We're gonna get Sneasler off the ground. More importantly, not reach the Psychic. Politoad's going to protect. These are Dire Claws. And Gambit gets the Kowtow. Rain stops. Everyone on the ground restores health, but now Grassy's rain disappears. I think what you have to do with Godtail is fake out the Sneasler, because it is threatening the Politoad. And then hope that King Gambit misses you. Choke that Transformed into Dark. It does in fact fake out the Sneasler. Politoad Brother Balls into Sneasler. Now technically he's going to land a Godtail, there's a half. Gambit Tuckers and Politoad, but doesn't get it. Close combat into Godtail, and that picks that up. Politoad goes to Paris Song. Paris falls to 3, Politoad Paris falls to 3. Again, Paris falls to 3. And your opponent decides to forfeit, which is fair enough. I forgot how good Sneasler really is at times. Yeah, Sneasler can sneak up on you. I don't get to use it too much as an offensive piece, really. Especially with the Terra flying. Usually it just feels like it picks up a close combat KO or pressures a Dire Claw and then dies. Or takes a lot of damage, but it did get to stand out a little bit there. Whatever Grimmsnarl got heckin' walkie sloshed by that muddy water. Let's go with this team. Okay, there are a lot of bad things that can happen in this world. I don't want them to happen to me. I mean, I think I just do this, and this. Can't really ignore it either since it does so much, or it can do a status. Yeah, the ability to... A 50% chance to get a poison, para, or sleep is definitely getting nerfed next gen, if Sneasler is even in next gen. I think you're in Dozo. This ring goes up. I say we get a Moon Blast here, and we get a Wood Hammer here. Alright, I'm probably going to trash slice something. And it is the Bozo. Going Paragrass Bozo. We're just gonna protect. Maybe Paragrass Terrablast in the Primarina. I'm gonna be very upset. Goes for the Fisher in the Primarina and lands it. Well, that's not great. Here goes the Muddy Water. Does that much damage. Does lower Hatteran's accuracy. Goes on gets the Wood Hammer into Kingdra, and that gives up KO. Goes on Hatterene. Green Tail is going to reveal them back. I can see it being nerfed in Champions. That Fisher landing really changed the game, as it always does. This could just be double protect, and there's not really much that I can do. I mean, there's not much that I can do anyways, but I want to see how much damage this does. Yeah. If we had a Pokemon to U-turn out to, that would have been great. We do not, though. And Yawn. Let's not waste our time. I'm actually just gonna forfeit this one. There's no way that I can win at this point. Because it's protect, Rillaboom falls asleep, Rillaboom takes sleep turn, Rillaboom maybe wakes up, but then it can't take 3 KOs with a Pokemon in the back. Alright, I get to choose between this team or this team. And I think I'm gonna pick this team. I feel like I've been neglecting the rain team actually a lot today, but that's just the randomness. Sarah, what do you have? You have the thing at least, right? No, you don't. Why didn't I give you that thing? That would have been really helpful. Huh. I need this. I need this. I need this. And I need this. By the way, that Blastoise is fun that you gave me. Well, I'm glad that you liked it. I like that set too. Alright, not those here. Chip. Dozo. Up goes for Psychic. And Donzo's will try to follow up with a Heavy Slam. Nice. Now we're in a weird spot where it could be like Gothitelle sits up Trick Room, so I'm going to do this. Okay, Gothitelle's actually gonna leave. For Politoed. Well, that's not quite what I wanted to see. I was hurt by Rocky Helmet, but now Rocky Helmet goes away. Okay, at least we saw Heavy Slam in this total. That means I could bring that in, or I could get trapped. I'm probably gonna get trapped. think I do this. Okay, Polytoad Weather Balls, and Cinerar. Cinerar lives it though! That's what we were waiting for! And we get rid of Dondozo. But now Gothitelle comes in. And now we're in a pretty not good spot. I feel like I could Terragoat and switch out, but I can't. Because it's not a thing. Gothitelle takes out Cineroar. Lisa goes for Encore to Torkoal. Well... Man, if I Terragosted there, I would have gotten out of there scot-free. Kinda want to root the Terragoster if I can. Just can't. I mean, heck, here I guess I go for Earth Power and a Gothitelle on the chance that I get this for Death Drop. Is this gonna be Gothitelle into Dark? Okay. Polytoad Weather Ball into Torkoal and I'll just take it off the field. Gothitelle gets knocked off. Citrus Berry goes for Psychic in case the attack didn't pick off the Torkoal. I forgot I already knocked off the Polytoad item. It probably lives this. Gothitelle protects, so it's at least good that we attacked with the Polytoad. But now we don't get to use our Stellar Dancing Gleam on the Gothitelle. Okay, the Polytoad just Weather Balls and there's a Store, which I am honestly more than okay with. Rain is getting close to ending. Right now. It ends right now, actually. I think Polytoad Protect and then try to set Trick Room is pretty fair. If you also try switch swapping Screamtail. Or whatever mon they have in the back. Take Screamtail. Comes out. Does some damage to both. Oh, you miss. That's rather unfortunate, because you sash. Now Screamtail gets to get off the Perish Song is the thing. Okay. Oh, of course, I mean, the Sleep Powder is pretty nice, actually, because it means it didn't go for Perish Song. I was doing that anyway. Part of Frog, because that's the win condition at this point. I also got to like super Spadef drops me. Honestly, I think my favorite fights are Weather Wars because it's a struggle to have one weather stay while trying to take out the opponent's center. Yeah, it's a real cat and mouse game. Did we miss another Sleep Powder? Executor, you know what? At least you're missing them when it doesn't so much matter. There we go. Yeah, I threw. Alright, well, here's what would happen differently: is that if Screamtail Perish Song's there, I KO Screamtail with Shadow Ball. Executor maybe puts Gothitelle to sleep, and then Gothitelle is now asleep, so it can't protect. So on the next turn, I go for Dazzling Gleam. Polytoad protects because it has to, and then Executor tries Giga Draining into it. So I don't think there was a way out there. You would need like a double protect somewhere. Or like a one turn wake up. Yeah. Into a protect. That's still good. Alright, is there by chance anybody who has not battled yet today who would like to battle? In the chat at least. Because we're probably at a wrap-up point. Gonna plug this weekend, of course, again, we're gonna have the Team 5 debut. We'll maybe have some teasers leading up to it in the coming days. One day, maybe I'll win with the Perish Trap team. I mean, maybe it'll be really good in the Team 5. I'll search just in case there's somebody who doesn't chat but wants to battle in the very, very, very rare case. There is, I guess I'll spoil this a little bit early, but there's going to be a rule change where you can either choose to battle the same team 3 times, and then if you win, you can only take a Pokemon from that team, or you can choose to battle 3 out of the 5 randomly, and then you can take a Pokemon from any team. Which I think maybe will help speed things up. Because if one person figures out how to beat one team, then I can just get rid of the Pokemon faster. And it's like, Counter teaming is going to be a little bit harder to judge at that point, because they'll just bring a good team that plays well into the team that they would like to fight. But at this point, we kind of got to wrap up Season 1. Season 2 is going to be awesome. I'm telling you. I know exactly how Season 2 is going to work in my head, and it's going to be awesome. Just you wait. Does Team 5 have Hisui and Zoroark? I will spoil the fact that Team 5 does not have Hisui and Zoroark. Try not to counter team it, to be honest. Make it not fun. Exactly. We kind of have to run it on an honor system, though, the whole not counter teaming. But in Season 2, I think there's a pretty high likelihood of a team having a Hisui and Zoroark. I'll say that much. Hisui and Zoroark would fit onto a lot of teams that I have conceived for Season 2. Anyways, guys, you gotta win. I need my guys unbanned for next season. True that. Well, it's a good stopping point for today. We will have the Kamo raids on Thursday. Look forward to that. But I will see you in the next one. Thank you very much. Like and subscribe, all that jazz.